What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video. I've gotten a couple of requests over my last couple of videos to take a look at this Solgaleo Rayquaza deck, so that's why we're looking at it today. Let me know down in the comments, guys, what deck you want to see me cover next. But we had a couple of requests for this deck, so we're going to take a look at it. I'm not too sure how I feel about the deck, to be honest. It is fun to play, to say the least, so it's got that going for it, if nothing else. But let's go ahead, guys, and hop in, starting off with Solgaleo GX, the 250 HP Stage 2 Metal-type Pokemon with the Sun Steel Strike attack, 230 damage, discard all energy from this Pokemon. That is a lot of damage, guys, and with a Choice Band, we will be able to knock out anything in the game that we come up against. Anything like an opposing Solgaleo, anything like a Metagross, anything like a Machamp GX, like I'm just thinking of things that have a lot of HP, we will be able to take them out. Even bodybuilding dumbbells, Golisopod GX we can take out with a Choice Band attached, so Sunsteel Strike does a lot of damage. And we also have the Soul Burst GX attack to search our deck for up to 5 energy cards and attach them to our Pokemon in any way that we like. So really good if we can get that turn 2 Soul Burst going. We can just set up some knockouts and take and potentially just sweep the game from there. Now, as you do see, Sunsteel Strike, we discard all energy attached to this Pokemon, and that's why we're playing Rayquaza here. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. So the idea here is that we will smack something really hard with a Sunsteel Strike, knock it out, take a couple prizes. Using this Ultra Road ability, switch the Solgaleo back to the bench, bring up Rayquaza, use Turbo Storm to try to re-power up Solgaleo GX. We do also have a couple of other different attackers here. We've got one of the baby Solgaleo with the Fangs of the Sun attack, 170 damage. This Pokemon can't use Fangs of the Sun during your next turn. Just a really good one-prize attacker that can take big knockouts on anything that we go, like a Gardevoir with a Choice Band. We can knock out stuff that has 200 HP, like the Espeon GXs and the Umbreon GXs. We can clean up a knockout after something's been hit with a Turbo Storm with this guy. We can also knock out Tapu Lele-GX or any 180 HP GXs if we have a Choice Band attached. And using the Ultra Road ability, we can maneuver around the Solgaleo pretty easily to be able to reset the Fangs of the Sun ability. So I really like this card included in the deck a lot. We also have one Genesect-EX as an attacking option as well with the Drive Change ability. Once during your turn, you may put a Pokemon Tool card attached to this Pokemon into your hand, so we can preserve some Choice Bands maybe to use them at the exact right time that we want to be using them. And we've also got Rapid Blaster here, 100 damage, discard as many metal energy attached to this Pokemon as you like. This attack does 20 more damage for each energy card discarded in this way. So I really like being able to load up a Genesect early on. Usually if we get a turn 2 Solgaleo, if we put 3 energies on something like a Cosmoem or a Cosmog, our opponent can just Guzma that thing out, take a knockout, and then we just wasted 3 energies on something that got knocked out pretty easily. So I really like being able to throw some energies onto Genesect-EX. We also do have 3 copies of Tapu Lele-GX, which can be a pretty strong attacker for us in this deck with that Energy Drive attack. And we, of course, have the Wonder Tag ability, letting us search out supporter cards. I am playing a 4-2-3-1 line of Solgaleo here with 4 Cosmogs and 2 Cosmoems. I've got these awesome promo Cosmogs, so I just had to use this deck. This card looks really cool. So let's go ahead and expand it here, guys, and take a look at the rest of the deck. We do have 2 copies of Field Blower to get rid of anything like a tool on a Garbatox and Garbodor, just really useful for that specifically. We've also got 2 copies of Heavy Ball, searches out basically all of our attackers in the deck. We can search out Solgaleo GX, we can search out the baby Solgaleo, we can search out Cosmoem, so it's really nice for that to get those top end of the evolution line. Doesn't search out Genesect, unfortunately. He's just a little too light, not quite heavy enough, but we do also have 1 Max Potion in the deck. This is a kind of cool option since we do discard all of our energies. We can maybe Max Potion after taking a hit. 1 copy of Nest Ball. If we open up with just like a Skyla or something in our hand, I love having the option to just Nest Ball down a Cosmog to make sure that we can try to get that turn to Solgaleo. Also, Nest Ball can get down Rayquaza, it can get down Genesect, anything like that. Nest Ball is just pretty solid in this deck. We've got 4 copies of Rare Candy. We want to increase the chances that we get that turn to Solgaleo as much as possible. 1 copy of Super Rod, going to help us put back energies maybe, and also some of our evolutions. If we do have to Sycamore away evolutions early, Super Rod is definitely very important. 4 copies of Ultra Ball, letting us discard 2 cards from our hand and search out a Pokemon so that we can, you know, just get Tapu Lele to get a Brigette, we can get Solgaleo to set up with the Rare Candy, all that stuff. We've got 1 copy of Brigette here to let us get 3 basic Pokemon onto our bench on the first turn. 3 copies of Guzma, 2 copies of Hala here. Really like including this card in this deck. Ideally, we're going to get that turn 2 Soul Burst basically every game, turn 2 to turn 3 maybe. And as you guys know with Hala, if you have used your GX attack, you get to shuffle your hand into your deck and then draw 7 cards, which is a very, very powerful effect. I like Hala a lot in this deck after we get that turn 2 Soul Burst. We also do have 2 copies of it. It is still useful sometimes to disrupt our opponent at the end of the game, and also we can use in early on in the game if we haven't used our GX attack as opposed to Hala. We've got 4 copies of Sycamore, just the best draw supporter in the game right now, and then 2 copies of Skyla, going to help us search out those rare candies, maybe get the heavy balls, whatever we need, we can find with Skyla. 2 copies of Choice Band so that we can hit better numbers on the 250 HP Pokemon with Solgaleo. Can also be good on Genesect, even good on Rayquaza with the Turbo Storm plus Dragon Claw. Turbo Storm for 60 plus Dragon Claw for 110 is 170, which is enough to knock out a Tapu Lele. We've got 4 double colorless energy. We can search out double colorless with Soul Burst. It just says 5 energy cards, not basic energy. So we can throw double colorless energy onto a Solgaleo, since it does have 1 colorless requirement. We can throw that onto Lele's to start hitting hard with Lele. And we've also got 9 metal energies to round the deck out. There's the list, guys. Let me know what you guys think down below. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead, hop onto the versus ladder. We got to find Solgaleo, Rayquaza, and see if we can't get a couple of wins in today's video. As always, guys, if you enjoy these videos, definitely be sure to leave a like down below. It helps me out a ton, lets me know that you're enjoying seeing what I'm doing over here on this channel. And yeah, we're just going to see if we can find an opponent, see if we can get that turn 2 Soul Burst going, and maybe get that turn 3 Sun Steel Strike for 230 damage. Pwn Trainer 1566 has a Metal, Water, and Psychic deck, so this could be, I guess most likely Metagross, with the Water type being Alolan Vulpix. It could also potentially be Greninja using either Espeon EX or Tapu Lele and the Jirachi promo, but since he's got the metal deck box, metal sleeves, and the metal coin, I'm going to assume that this is probably going to be Metagross. So we both take mulligans here. Looks like I did find a basic. Unfortunately, it was a Tapu Lele. That is a really bad hand, guys. That was a very, very bad hand. My opponent did take a couple of mulligans, though, so we can draw a couple more cards. Excuse me. So we do see he is indeed playing Metagross, and does get a basic Pokemon finally. And we will take 2 mulligans. We do get a Cosmog at least. Wish we could have started that as opposed to the Lele, but unfortunately, it is what it is. We had to start the Lele, so looks like my opponent does get down a Beldum and then a Brigette just in their opening hand. Super easy, well done. Psychic Energy to the active, probably will just go ahead and retreat to Vulpix. Sure enough, and on to our turn. We do top deck an Ultra Ball, which is really solid. So we can Nest Ball down another Cosmog. Yeah, I think we just Nest Ball down another Cosmog. Take a look through the deck real quick. Genesect is not going to be very useful in this matchup. Solgaleo will be our main attacker. We do have all 3 of those. And next turn, we should be able to get that turn 2 Sunsteel Strike, since we do have Ultra Ball, Rare Candy, all that stuff in our hand. We won't attach the energy. We'll wait to see what happens, because if we attach an energy, well, I guess it's pretty unlikely. They don't play DCE, so they're not going to get a knockout on one of these Cosmogs. So I think it's okay to put an energy on one. Is there any reason to Guzma? We could Guzma and just Dust Gathering, draw a card. I'm pretty confident that this won't get knocked out unless he gets a turn 2 Metagross with another energy in the discard pile. But even if that's the case, we get to Sycamore next turn. So I guess we just Guzma, force him to have another energy to retreat, and we'll just bring up a Beldum, I think. And we'll Dust Gathering, draw a card. And we do get a Heavy Ball, which is nice. So that means next turn we can get a Cosmoem with the Ultra Ball and a Solgaleo with the Heavy Ball. Or the other way around. Either way will work. So we see a Metang come out for my opponent, and Ultra Ball comes out. Maybe going to grab another Tapu Lele. Gets rid of 2 choice bands. Just going to get another Metang, actually. So maybe they have a supporter as their last card in their hand. And sure enough, they actually just have a Guzma. So they're going to Guzma into Vulpix, and probably Beacon will just find them a Tapu Lele and a Metagross. Sure enough. Alright, on to our turn. So I don't mind him Guzmaing because we will get a Solgaleo. We'll just be able to Ultra Road, bring up whatever we want. So we will Rare Candy into Solgaleo. We'll evolve the active. We'll Ultra Ball away a Sycamore and a Guzma. We'll get another Cosmog with this. Or should we get a Rayquaza? I think it's better to go ahead and get another Cosmog. And we know based on his hand, it's pretty unlikely if we put 3 energies on this Cosmoem. Oh, we drew a lot of energies. That's actually not that good. But we'll go ahead and Ultra Road up to the active. It's pretty unlikely that he would be able to Guzma knock out a Cosmoem, so we're not going to worry about that too much. Put an energy on Cosmog, and we'll go ahead and Soul Burst GX. We don't even have 5 energies in the deck, which is very funny. Put 2 on the active. Yeah, go ahead and just put 2 on the active. Metal right here. And we'll put the double Colorless right here as well. Might seem a little weird to put a DCE on the Cosmoem, but like I said in the beginning, we can still discard it with Sunsteel Strike. And next turn we do have Hala actives, which means we can Hala for 7 and not have to discard these energies with a Sycamore. Excuse me, guys. We could have maybe thrown some energies onto Tapu Lele. Actually, maybe I don't hate actually putting a DCE on Lele now that I think about it, because I don't really want to, especially since he discarded his 2 choice bands, I really don't want to Sunsteel Strike to knock out Vulpix. So I probably should have had the foresight there, put a DCE on the Lele from the deck, and then I can just attach another energy. So, little misstep on my part. Hopefully he won't end up going for a Beacon here. We are down 2 Guzmas already, though. So we do only have 1 left. I actually don't remember if the other one was in the deck. That's my mistake. But maybe we can knock him out with a Fangs of the Sun from a Baby Solgaleo. That would be good if we top deck like an Ultra Ball. Or if we just get it on the Hala. So he Ultra Balled. What did he get again? Metang? No, he drew a Metagross. So he's going to Beacon here. Just going to get a Metang. Interesting he wouldn't get a Metang and then Beacon for the Metagross, but, you know, to each their own, I really kind of want to try to get the Baby Solgaleo here, since we're not going to, I don't really want to knock out Vulpix with a Solgaleo GX. Yeah, I really wish I'd put a energy on Lele. We'll go ahead and attach 1 to Lele. And we'll go ahead and Hala. See if we can get into that. Oh, I should have attached... If I was going to do this, I should have attached energy there. I'm really kind of messing up here, guys. I apologize. But I feel pretty confident he won't be able to knock out our Lele, since he is down 2 choice bands. Like, he could have a 3rd, but it's pretty unlikely. I'm pretty frustrated at that, honestly. We could just Ultra Road into Genesect and pass, or we could just hit him for 40 with Lele. Not playing great here, guys, but... and I believe the first attack... Oh, I could have used the... Okay, I still can. Okay, let's Ultra Ball away Genesect. Okay, I've messed up a little bit. We should have been able to Ultra Road. We can use Shining Arrow to knock out the active, actually. Totally just remembered that the first attack existed. So now we have to retreat this energy off, unfortunately, because I messed up. But, you know, we get the knockout with the baby. Yeah, kind of messed up. Since it is weak to metal, we can knock it out. And my opponent has no way to knock out this thing in 1 turn. So we can use it to knock out a Lele or something potentially in the next turn. And we did end up getting a Guzma. Or we do have a Guzma. I think we took the Ultra off the prizes. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm kind of all over the place right now. But we're good. We got it figured out. We did just have to lose a DCE, unfortunately. We do only have 2 left, so we'll have to make sure we have those with our Rayquaza. There's Rayquaza right there. It looks like my opponent is just going to go for Algorithm. Luckily, we do have an N in our hand. And honestly, we may not have to use Rayquaza in this matchup. We'll have to see. If we can get Choice Band here off the N, we could Lele and just guarantee a knockout. And then he only has 2 Metagross in play. Oh, we just have to get the Choice Band, actually, so that works great. We'll go ahead and attach here. We'll go ahead and bench Solgaleo, and we'll just go ahead and end. Get rid of those 5 cards my opponent just got. And we will bring Solgaleo to the active and then use Sunsteel Strike to take a knockout on the Metagross GX. Very nice, leaving him with just 1 Metagross in play. We'll have to find another Solgaleo. We do get another energy, so it should be pretty easy to find it. We can, of course, just Skyla for Heavy Ball. Lele for Skyla for Heavy Ball, I should say. There's a Choice Band coming down, so we can Field Blower that away so that he won't be able to knock out a Lele or something later on down the road. If we can get our 1 Max Potion, that would be really great. But my opponent is just going to end. Puts us to 3 cards, so we'll see off of these 3, what do we draw. We get a Skyla, so that's something. And he will just Giga Hammer and smack us for a little damage. We get a Sycamore. That was a good top deck. So I think we just attached to Cosmoem and Sycamore. I think worst case scenario we go into Solgaleo this turn, the baby Solgaleo, and just soften something up. But we do get another Solgaleo. No Choice Band, unfortunately. We will go ahead and evolve. We do get the Max Potion. If we could have gotten a DCE, that would have been very good as well. But we'll go ahead and Max Potion for sure. And we'll Ultra Road into Solgaleo. And we're actually just going to Shining Arrow and hit the benched Metagross GX. We could just hit the Beldum as well. Force him to evolve it, otherwise next turn another Shining Arrow knocks out, and then we're back on even prizes. But if we attack the benched Metagross, he then retreats, brings this guy up, and smacks us, then we can knock him out with this Solgaleo. So I kind of like that play. We do have Skyla, but I don't remember if the other Choice Band is in the deck, so I think we're just going to go this route. Hit the Metagross, and we do have a Guzma left, so we can always Guzma to get the last prize if we need to. To like Guzma the Beldum for a Fangs of the Sun. Rescue Stretcher. Let's see what they get. They'll get probably just a Matang or maybe a Metagross if they have a Rare Candy in their hand. They haven't used a Rare Candy, so we very well could see a Rare Candy Metagross here. Looks like that is what we will see. So now he can just attack us with this Metagross as opposed to this one. But that's fine. He won't be able to knock out Solgaleo. He has to Guzma this turn, and since he's retreating, if he would have had to retreat into this one and then Guzma if he wanted to attack with this one. And so since he's not, since he's putting his energies on the active, I don't think we're going to see a Guzma here. I just really hope that our last Choice Band is in the deck. I really don't remember. This is why it's important to check your prizes, guys, because this is a really bad play if our Choice Band is one of our prizes. Never mind, we don't have to worry about it, we just get it right here. So we will go... Yeah, we'll just put the Choice Band down. I think we Ultra Ball away Skyla and Solgaleo. Just get a Lele, put it in our hand. We could, in this turn, we could also Lele for Hala. I kind of like that. to try to get an energy attachment to the active so that we can try to get a Guzma for game on the next turn. So we will, yes, we will attach this here. We'll Lele for Hala. I probably should have discarded the N over the, since we're going to go down to one prize, I think Skyla might be better than the N here. So we'll just go for Hala. So we could attach an energy to the active. We could also just attach to Rayquaza to try to set up a Turbo Storm next turn if we need to. We'll definitely go ahead and Field Blower this. We will Ultra Road this guy to the active. Do we attach this to Rayquaza, or do we just attach it to this Solgaleo? Or we could just hold it. I think, if anything, we attach it to Rayquaza. We don't have like a... Actually, I think we just attach it to Solgaleo. Force him to... He can't... So, like, we're just going to commit to the Guzma play, I guess. To be able to Guzma Lele for the game. But we'll see what happens. We do Sunsteel Strike, hit him for 260, take our 2 prizes. We do go down to just 1 prize remaining. We get a DCE and a Metal Energy off the prizes. We could have also just held Lele. So, I don't know. We're going to see the Field Blowers come in. And a Sycamore, which means that will be good game. My opponent, unless they play Parallel City and get another Pokemon down, they will not be able to discard the Leles, and sure enough, we see the victory stream come out. So we do get a win in the first game of today's video. Maybe could have played things a little differently there. Oh, looks like we're going to get a pack, which is nice. Daily challenge completed. Oh, am I going to get... Oh, looks like we're going to get some metal sleeves, which is pretty cool. Nice, don't have those yet. And we will choose the dark one, I guess, since I've already finished the water and metal. It doesn't tell us what packs we got. I thought it was supposed to tell us what packs we got, but oh well. We'll go ahead and grab another game here and see if we can't get another win. Looks like we're going up against Rainbow Road, I want to guess. I would think, but we'll see. We'll go ahead and call Tails. Fighting type, colorless, psychic, fairy. He's got a Mewtwo coin, so it could be some sort of Mega Mewtwo fairy deck with fairy drops or something like that. We've seen decks like that in the past. We do get a Cosmog start. We've got Nest Ball to get down another Cosmog. Heavy Ball unfortunately won't do much for us. Oh, double Heavy Ball on the discard turn 1, and we don't know what we're really playing against yet. Yeah, getting rid of the double Heavy Ball is unfortunate. We could just chill for a turn, and that way we get a guaranteed Cosmoem at least next turn. We could just chill. I think that's a little better, because also that leaves us to... We could potentially top deck like Rare Candy or something, so... And get a Solgaleo. But we just see a DCE onto the active, and an Energy Drive, so not... anything going for my opponent there. And we top deck a Choice Band. Okay, so we'll put an energy back here. We'll go ahead and Heavy Ball. Grab a Cosmoem. We could Heavy Ball for another Cosmoem. We might not grab anything with this. Because we want to try to get turn 2 Soul Burst potentially. So I think we won't grab anything. Maybe being a little greedy here, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. There's the Solgaleo, but no Rare Candy, unfortunately. We can set up Rayquaza. Or actually we can't, because we did that. Okay, so we're just going to click Done. If he gets another energy, he will be able to knock out Cosmoem, which is unfortunate. Maybe we should have put the energy on the active so we could teleport to the bench, but that did not happen, unluckily. And it looks like it is a Gardevoir deck. Okay. So we're going to want to get down some more Cosmogs, if we can. I don't know why I thought Rainbow Road before I thought Gardevoir, guys. I'm sorry. That's a mistake, but he did have to get rid of a Gardevoir GX and a Gallade. And he is playing the Sylveon version, which I'm a fan of, as you guys know. Looks like he's just going to get another Ralts here. This matchup seems like it should be pretty favored for Solgaleo, but like I have said in the past, it's a deck that can just kind of run out of steam, so if that's the case, things can get difficult. But this is where I kind of do like the Genesect-EX, and we're going to go Ultra Ball for it now. I think we'll Ultra Ball away Skyla and I guess the Hala? And then we can Skyla for a Rare Candy. Because I would rather put the energies on this Genesect than put them on just the... like, it's better to put them on Genesect than to put them on a Cosmog, because then it's so easy for him to just, like, Guzma Cosmog knock it out with Lele. So there's a Solgaleo. And we will Soul Burst GX, grab 1-2 medals for the Genesect, 1-2 for the active, and a DCE for Rayquaza. 2 for Genesect, 2 for the active, and a DCE to go on Rayquaza. Now he will be able to smack us pretty hard with this Lele here. But in turn, we do knock it out. I would have much rather had this Choice Band be on the Genesect, because then we can Rapid Blaster without having to discard any energies to knock out a Gardevoir, but maybe it's honestly better to discard some energies. Like just one energy, maybe. Because then it's more difficult for the Gardevoir to return a knockout, but not that it's very difficult for Gardevoirs to return knockouts anyway. So, looks like my opponent did play Ultra Ball for a Lele, I believe. Or, he Lele'd for a Sycamore, excuse me. We're going to see a Floatstone go to the benched Lele and a Sycamore. Going to get rid of an N and a Guzma. Maybe would have played an N there to just preserve the Guzmas, because Guzma can be pretty important later on in the game. We've already had to get rid of one, unfortunately, and I'm not a fan of that, but looks like my opponent is just attaching to Lele here. Kind of interesting. We're going to discard all of our energy, so it should be kind of hard for him to return a knockout. Unless he does get a Gardevoir with a decent amount of energy. But he's just going to go get another Curlia here. Excuse me, guys. And Energy Drive comes out, hits us for 140, decent chunk of damage for sure. And we just top deck another Sycamore. So maybe that's a reason to have gotten rid of Hala instead. Or to have gotten Hala instead. Or to have discarded Sycamore and kept Hala. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So we'll just go Lele here, grab a Guzma. I just want to get some energies on something else this turn. We do have another Lele in the hand. We could just grab Brigette. Or we just grab Hala, I guess. I do want to get... not drawing another Cosmog is unfortunate. I think we'll just grab Hala. Hala for Adala. And then we will go Sunsteel, Strike. 20, 40, 60, 80. We could knock it out with the Genesect, actually. And save Solgaleo. But I kind of want to have Solgaleo to be able to just knock out Gardevoirs pretty easily. If he gets his last DCE, he's hitting us for 80. not knocking us out since he can't put a choice band on the bench. Sorry guys, let's just attach this here, and we will Sun, Steel, Strike. Yes. Discard all of our energies. He needs 4 energies on a Gardevoir to knock us out, or 3 in a choice band, which is very feasible, definitely. We do get a Cosmog off the prizes, which is good. So we see a Secret Spring come out. Gonna put it on the Gardevoir. Okay. Lele, probably gonna go for an N since we do have a large hand. But if he wants to set up more, he may just go for a Sycamore still. Sorry, my office chair keeps sinking down. I really need to get a new one. I just haven't yet, so I apologize. And looks like he is gonna go for the N, which I like since we did draw a pretty large hand there. And he knows we have a Hala in our hand, so... Max Potion, a very good draw. We also have a Guzma. We drew very well right then. So, Super Rod, let's see what they put back. If they do have a DCE, they could knock out Solgaleo, but if he does that, we will just knock out his Gardevoir, his only Gardevoir with the Genesect. And looks like he is just going to Energy Drive. So we have an option here. We could Guzma knock out Guardy. We're definitely going to Max Potion. We could Guzma knock out Gardevoir with 1 energy discard and attach to Solgaleo. We could just Lele for Brigette and then Turbo Storm onto Solgaleo to try to set it back up. And I think that's honestly kind of a safer, better play. Or we just go Lele for Hala. I guess that's better than... yeah. So, let's do this. Super Rod back these guys. And we'll just go Lele for Hala. We really want to get down another Cosmog. We do have 3. And by setting up the Rayquaza, this is definitely a little... by setting up with Rayquaza, excuse me, this definitely may seem a little slower, but by doing this, we're giving ourselves the rest of the game here. We've got Genesect, which can knock out a Gardevoir. We've got Solgaleo, which can knock out a Lele. So we've got what we need to win the game now. We'll Turbo Storm, put the only 2 medals in the discard onto Solgaleo GX. And we've got what we need. We do have 2 Guzmas left in the deck. Or we know we at least have 1. I don't remember if both of them are left. Once again, important to check your prizes. And we have an N in our hand, so if he does opt to go with Sylveon, we will be able to just N and get rid of those energy, or those cards that he gets with Sylveon. So it looks like we're going to see Secret Spring put a fairy onto Gardevoir. We do have another Rare Candy Solgaleo, which is great. We'll honestly probably just get the baby Solgaleo with that. Looks like he is going to get Sylveon. Maybe go for the Magical Ribbon here. Just try to set up his hand, get whatever he wants, but we're going to end him if he does that. Even if he doesn't do that, we're likely going to end up ending this turn. But we'll see. There's a Choice Band. I definitely would like to find a Field Blower, if I can, this turn as well. I wish we could have had a Choice Band on the active Rayquaza so that we could potentially do that Turbo Storm into Dragon Claw Knockout that I talked about at the beginning of the video. But, unfortunately, we did not have a Choice Band at the time. Looks like my opponent will just Energy Drive, hit us for a little bit of damage, and that should lead us to the rest of the game. We'll go ahead and Ultra Ball away Cosmog and Brigette. We'll grab the baby Solgaleo. Maybe we just get Solgaleo GX, actually. I mean, I don't think... I guess... does it really matter? I mean, either one's going to just do a bunch of damage, so I guess we just get Solgaleo GX, so we have double Ultra Road access if he does knock out this one. Putting energy onto the benched Solgaleo and in. There's a Field Blower, nice. Would like to Ultra Ball away the Cosmoem so we don't draw it anymore, but I want to play Field Blower. So we'll get rid of this and this. And we could knock it out with Genesect as opposed to Solgaleo, and I actually... Okay, so if we do that, we have to discard 2 energies, and if we discard 2 energies, we can't knock something out with Genesect the next turn, but we have Solgaleo on the bench. But then he could potentially just get a big Gardevoir, Guzma, kill Solgaleo, and then we can't win the game next turn. So because of that reason, we're going to take this knockout with Solgaleo GX, which I guess my opponent still could knock out Genesect with the Guzma. So that still could happen. But at this point, we'll just go ahead and Sunsteel Strike. Maybe... It would actually, I do like knocking this out with the Genesect now that I think about it. We could have put this Metal Energy here, knocked this out with the Genesect, had 2 energies on it, so we had all the options. I think that would have been the best line of play. Didn't end up going for that, but if my opponent doesn't have a Guzma knockout on this guy, then it's all for nothing anyway. And then worst case scenario, we just come in with the Rayquaza and get 2 more energies on this Solgaleo. And we get an energy off the prizes. And if my opponent doesn't Guzma knock this out next turn, we do just straight up Guzma win the game. So, so he does have enough energy now to knock out the Genesect. Let's see where this energy goes. Looks like it's going on to Sylveon, actually. And Guzma will knock out Genesect. So, like I say, guys, I realized kind of after the mistake that we did make. So we send up Rayquaza, because now we don't have any way to win the game this turn. We can Ultra Ball away this and this. I guess we keep Rare Candy just in case. There's really no reason to. We don't want to bench Cosmog, really. But we'll just put it in our... I guess, if anything, we just get Lele. And we can end, maybe? We have 2 Guzmas in the deck. Yeah, I think we just get Lele and go for in. Put him at 3 cards. We'll get 2 energies on this guy. This turn we get 2 energies with the Turbo Storm here, and we should still be good. We could have also just waited and tried to next turn Lele for Guzma. But we actually don't have energy in our hands, so maybe... 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Alright, so let's see. What would he need to knock this out? They mostly play 2 Choice Band, and they're both already gone. He's down 3 DCE, so he needs last DCE. That's because we have to put 4 energies on this. I should have put an energy here, guys. But I guess I wanted to draw an energy, and then I have 2 guys there that I have options with. But I think we just need to go for Turbo Storm. I'll put him on to Solgaleo. We'll see what happens. We could still lose this. Secret Spring. He would need like double Secret Spring, last DCE, Choice Band. Now he's... Oh, he can go for Plea, though. So that's a good thing we kept the Rare Candy around. I hadn't considered Plea, honestly, guys. I had totally forgotten about it. But we will be able to just Rare Candy back into Solgaleo immediately after a Plea. Oh, wait, no, it picks it all back up. It doesn't devolve. It's different than devolving. Oh my gosh, guys. I've really kind of messed this up. And I think we definitely still can lose this game. Let's see what he brings up with Guzma. Gonna bring up a Lele. I have messed this up. So he's gonna pick up that and that. I should have like been thinking about Plea the whole time. But I didn't. Alas. Okay, so he still has to take 3 prizes. We're gonna go for Turbo Storm this turn. We're gonna Guzma a Rangaroo, I think. And I think we Turbo Storm to the other Cosmog. If we put all 3 energies here, he can easily just Guzma knock it out. And this all goes back to I should have knocked out the active with the Genesect, so I've really messed this game up. But we'll see if we can still pull it out, guys. So if he does get a Guzma, knocks out this Cosmog, we will just Rare Candy into this guy and attach, and then wait one more turn. Hope he can't win the game. He theoretically has 1 Guzma left. We also have 1 Guzma left, so if we top deck our last Guzma, 9 cards, we can win the game that way. This game at least, has been kind of all over the place, but my opponent goes for Brigette. If they could have ended us, that would have been pretty devastating as well. And just a pass. Nice. Okay, so we get wow, Rare Candy Solgaleo, Rare Candy Solgaleo. Wow. And then because of that, we just attach to Solgaleo, and we Turbo Storm to this one, and that should be wrapping things up. That was getting the next Solgaleo, wow. So next turn we can Dragon Claw knock out the active, and then Solgaleo knock out whatever, yep, he brings up. So we just do this, Dragon Claw, go down to 1 prize, and we have 2 Solgaleos set up, so despite my mishaps and mistakes, guys, we ended up making something happen here, and I think we should be able to come away with this one. He can't use Plea twice in 1 game, unfortunately for my opponent. So that should be the game right here. My opponent's going to go for in, but I think regardless of what they do, a Solgaleo will be able to attack next turn. And we will just Sunsteel Strike for a ton of damage. Yep, Magical Ribbon going to grab themselves 3 cards. We'll give them the well played, because that was a good game, even though I messed up, unfortunately. But, yeah. Very good game. And we'll just go ahead and Ultra Road to the active and Sunsteel Strike for the game. There it is, guys. Rayquaza Solgaleo. Despite my mistakes, we ended up being able to make a comeback. I also wasn't considering Plea, which is a huge mistake, and we ended up not getting punished too bad for it. So, thanks for watching this video, guys. Let me know what you think of this deck down below. Like I said, not sure if it's necessarily the most competitive deck, but at the least, it is very fun to play. So that is going to do it for today's videos, guys. Let me know what you think, like I said, down below, and until next time, take care.